Green Day and Olivia Rodrigo helped me cope with my leftover teen angst. I was 10 years old, and already dreaming of sold-out shows and Led Zeppelin tattoos, one of which did find its way to reality. My parents indulged, getting me a Fender Squier for my birthday that year. I strapped it on, plugged it in, turned on the distortion, and strummed. It felt like a tool in my hands, amplifying the volume of a feeling, like a way to shout to the heavens without looking nuts. I realized pretty quickly that doing anything with it besides just making noises was going to take some work, so I started up guitar lessons with a plucky old bluesman named Robert and first learned "Smoke on the Water," as one does, followed by Clapton riff after Clapton riff. I recall impatience with the process, a disinterest in pentatonic scales and even the basics of rhythm, really. I wanted to skip to the part where I was sticking it to the man like Billy Joe Armstrong on tunes like Holiday and American Idiot, shouting at the people in power so loudly and with so much style that they couldn't argue back. I was still a long way from my high school days, which would find me playing a show with a power violence band at a communist bookstore in downtown Portland, but I had an eager ear for music with attitude from a young age, and I still find myself dipping into the throes of angsty punk rock on days when it feels like there's nothing to do about it all but shout. The vocal highlights between heavier instrumentals made the song ripe for belting in my room, and the lyrics shaking a fist at an unseen authority were right up the alley of a kid entering his angsty years. Armstrong looked and sounded like a guy who did not go to bed on time. American Idiot was Green Day's seventh album, a self-dubbed punk rock opera about a trio of characters on surreal adventures through their own inner demons. Released in the thick of the Iraq War, it played like a middle finger to the state of American politics over a soundtrack of alternating distorted guitar riffs and lamentful ballads, telling a story of loss and dysfunction that stretched wider than just the war. I tried to pluck along on a guitar and understand what he was saying about the world I was growing up in. Lyrics about the financial boons of war and the twisted manipulation of patriotism felt like bite-sized moments of understanding. But the lyrics about being misunderstood and unheard, and the anger in those words, that felt visceral and relatable.